What's up, everybody? This is Sparrow again from Sleepless Nights, and you might be surprised we're actually on the FTB server. Um, this is a couple things real quick. First of all, yeah. First of all, we would like to point, if you'll direct your attention down to the bottom right-hand corner, or bottom left-hand corner, you will notice that Bass Player is on here. It's because his computer actually got fixed. Um, the new computer that is broken. It's complicated. It's a long story. So yes, we will probably start seeing more FTB updates coming soon since he's actually back on here, and we can all get on and everything. So for now, though, I'm just going to run you through what's been going on said server, and I apologize ahead of time if I cover something I may have already covered. It's because it's been a while since I recorded, and I don't remember what we showed last, or where I was at last. First of all, let's talk about the obvious. So I've got 6 hybrid solar panels here. Mwahaha. The power structure is becoming larger. This is standard. That's all same. It was my I think I showed this. I don't remember. Basically, it's a redstone energy cell set up to a energy tesseract. The energy tesseract is connected to different things throughout the base. If it needs power or can store energy, it sets a redstone signal on, which ultimately turns on these 3 engines, which have been... I probably should do more engines. These are currently updated to where they basically... Wow, that was slow. Their max output is 14 MJ a pop, which... math-wise, I think it comes out to like 48 or 7 or something like that, which is pretty much optimum to running a quarry at full speed. You do lose a little bit of power, I should say that, but it still runs it, so I'd set this up for quarries. I've started using it for a bunch of other stuff like my bee machines and stuff, so I probably should add more engines, but whatever. So I've upgraded these, so these are storing energy actually, even with how much this is using, these still end up storing, so. And I want to say I showed this part, I can't remember. Oh yeah, this is my incredibly ugly and in no way cosmetically correct alveary setup. I know I've showed the alveary before. I did change it to use 3 mutators. I've been using uranium instead of nether stars, because although the wither thing worked, I ran out of, something. Wither skulls, I think. And we have a farm and everything, I just don't feel like doing it. So I ended up using uranium because I have a uranium bee now. Wait, what? How, what? So this... Time is what it is. In case of all of you wondering, we're actually on Skype right now, but he was watching a live stream and doing other stuff, so he muted the mic. So I'm pretty sure I showed this before, because I remember talking about the redstone bees that give off lightning, and this was because I thought I was actually getting thaumic lightning, not from the alveary. Yeah, so I just never felt like taking it down. I'm pretty sure you might have seen this in my How to Train Your Turtle series as the lightning rod. I think was the first place I showed it. But in case of you, for all those of you, let's try that again. For all of you who did not see that, shut up. This is my lightning rod. It goes down to my base area. I did this because I'm kind of trying to keep this whole secret lab thing going on. Like, this is a main house in like a dirt pillar, blah 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 blah, but, you know, this is like the fence around Area 51. Everybody knows what's there, but, you know, there's still a fence there to make it look pretty. Make it look like it's legit. So this tree is supposed to be like, it's a tree. Pay no attention to the giant silver pole sticking out of the tree. This is just a regular tree. And I had thought about at some point doing some kind of turtle script where the turtle just runs along and breaks it when I don't need it, and then if you activated the lightning rod, it would like come out of the top here and like place it all. But I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work, because that would get into a lot of like, it would have to be a mining turtle, but then I'd want it to be a solar turtle, but then it wouldn't be a chunk loader, and then it would get outside of the range of RedNet, and there's just a lot of stuff that would get really complicated on that, so I don't know if this is doable. But I have finished the structure of the house, I think, for once. The lighting is to be determined. This was just to light it up. And I don't know if that's a setting in Optifine, but the stairs thing still has some shadow glitches. So I'm not as good at beautifying as other players on the server, like base player, all three of us. But this is my attempt. I thought I got a little crafty. I did some upside down stairs. I thought it was good. Then you go up here. This is another room that I have no idea what to do with yet. I do have a plan for one of these. It might be this other room up here, but one of these is going to end up being a library now that Bibliocraft is installed, and you can do working bookshelves for enchanted books and stuff. I used worded glass here as a viewing area. I thought it looked pretty. It looked clearer than all the other glass. Even in default and other texture packs, worded glass still ends up being like the clearest. Not in terms of color, but just less busy. There's not a lot in the textures that, make it look stark. This is kind of weird though. It freaked me out the first time I saw this because I did so much work in refilling the pond area after that force field incident. But there is, you just saw it outside. The water is still there, but for whatever reason, the warded glass does not show water. So it looks completely bone dry, which is weird and creepy and strange. But it's there. Don't worry about it. And I might put a door or something here eventually, but I had to this took a ton of micro blocking. No, I'm pretty sure it does that on all of them, but I don't know. And this was kind of a little stubby room, just a short little room, because my building plans lately had been 3 high and then stairs, and this one, just the way it worked, I didn't have enough room. So not sure this might end up being the library and just doing 2 stacks of shelving or something. I haven't figured it out yet. And then you go up here, and this, and you may notice that some of the textures are off. I haven't been able to update the texture pack yet. And usually the site that the forum I've been going to get the just default updated pack for all the FTB mods, they haven't updated it in a while, so I might have to do it manually. So some of the textures are off from what they should be. But this was very weird. This was very difficult to do. I actually had to get Baseplaya's help a few times because I was trying to keep to the contour of the actual hill, the dirt tower part. Made it very difficult to be symmetrical at all in any way, shape, or form. I had to get really creative, and as you can see in certain areas like this and stuff, there's no real way to slice it without messing up the shape of the exterior. I put some lamps here for lighting. I don't know if this is going to end up moving. I don't like it here because it's right in front of the stairs, but I haven't found a better place for it yet that makes it accessible, so I don't know. I'll have to mess around with it a little bit more and see what I can do. I made a little seating area out of micro blocks. This is our nice little modern couch where you can look out at the dirt, I guess. Kind of one of those, didn't really think about the view at the time. Oh, there's a tree! You can see a tree there. There you go. You got a tree for a view. I'm pretty sure that's what qualifies as a view, right? A dirt, some hills, and a tree. That makes a view, I think, right? Sure. I don't know, maybe eventually we'll just, after I move out of this, because since I'm the only one really here, Adrian's over there, and base is way off that way, so maybe we'll just demo this mountain, and, it's blocking my view of Venus, so, yeah. I don't know. I have a force field here, though. I could turn the force field on and then nuke the hill. That would be an episode and a half. uh, what spawners? Spawners for what? Oh, do I have the door closed? I do have the door closed. This leads up into the bedroom. I was gonna try and make this a little more hidden, but yeah. Again, spawners would get blown up. No, well, no, because they're over further away from where I'm talking about. I'm talking about right next to my dirt tower. And they're underground too, so they'd be fine. Yeah, they'd be fine. Yeah, this was one of those where I built this room and then realized that I had a big hole up in this area where I wanted to put the bedroom, but then there's no... I'm joking. Then there's no way to get up there, so I ended up just doing this. I probably could have done a couple things, like could have put a like arcane levitator or something and use it as an elevator, but you know. So oops, wrong button. So instead I have a piston there at the moment that just moves a block, and then you can go out here. So this is the bedroom. Another viewing area. This has the best view other than the weird water thingy. That's kind of makes it kind of look like I'm looking at a Badlands or something, like there's no water anywhere. So I'll have to test basis theory about texture packs and see if maybe it's the Sphax one or if it's just the way the worded glass works. But I microblocked some little chairs for like coffee in the morning, because you know, it's just what you do in Minecraft. You get up and you have some coffee. Look out at Adrian's progress. I guess that's again, kind of the biggest view thing. I have my closed rack here for, you know, you get out of bed and put your armor on. I would like to point out, I know that obviously it's a game and not, you know, like The Sims or anything. It's more about adventuring, but I do think it's kind of funny that like this, you put an armor stand and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get out of bed and put my armor on, because so many people do that. I mean, I just wear armor around the house. It's so comfortable. I am going to change this at some point. I was doing this, I've been trying to stay with the jungle wood theme. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wait, why is that block there? Oh, that was part of the entryway thing, I guess. Strange. Anyways, I was trying to stay with the whole jungle theme wood, but what I may actually do is make some actual wood log microblocks and maybe do spruce wood or something. Hey, I'm missing a microblock. That's not cool. Yeah, and I went big. You know, I'm a playa. I have my triple wide bed. King's not big enough. I need a big bed. Even though I can only use one. Who cares? And I have the little canopy here just for, you know, because that's how I roll. I'm rich. And I have this, which is an iridium bar. Oh yeah. It's like framing your first dollar bill, you know. It's the first iridium bar I made. Not really, but yeah. We'll say it is. I won't tell if you won't. And then this is a maintenance hatch to get to my who put a portal here? I put a portal there. That's kind of funny. I have a maintenance hatch and then I have a portal here already. Apparently that's for, I wasn't thinking about it, and that's for just if I don't have a portal here. But I also upgraded these to hybrid panels. Eventually, I'm going to have to take one of these things out. Eventually what I'm going to do is, when the inevitable happens and I move out of this base, which, yeah, I've been talking about that since I think I started building over here, and we can see how fast that's happening. But eventually, I'm going to take those 2 rows of 3 panels over there and put them here, and it'll fill out the rest of this to make up 4 or 4. You know, because 2 sets or 4 sets of 3 make 4. Everybody knows that. No, so it would be 12. My 12 solar panels. And obviously, the idea is eventually all of them would be ultimates as I make more iridium and don't need it for stuff. That'll probably happen, but for now the hybrids is all I can manage to do, which is fine. They're giving me more than enough power, but eventually I wanted it to where the force field could like be run all the time, and I'll probably set up a automated thing to cycle out, because as you can see, this compact forcium is at 993 because I've been using it to make UU matter. I think I went over that already, that it's using the extractor and whatnot to bounce it back, but when this is empty, you move it over here, and then instead of charging this part, it charges the actual cell and makes more forcium. Because right now the EU coming out of these solar panels are going into this, and it's using the forcium combined with the EU to make energy, right? And then the extractor down at the bottom is making EU back out of it, which we talked about. I thought I was doing something brilliant, and it turns out it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's really not doing anything. But eventually this won't be powering the UU matter, it'll be powering the force field, so I want to set up, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. And also right now is, I think, I'd have to do some math, but I'm pretty sure the ultimate, like one ultimate panel going into this MFSU would be more than enough to power the extractor. Right now I've got all of these are probably being used, yeah. So all of these are piping out here and back into this, so it's got this one and then all of these routing to it too. But eventually, I'm pretty sure, because an ultimate take is like 8 of these hybrid ones. So if 6 of them is powering it fine now, then I think 8 will be, or I mean, one of those ultimates will be fine. So that's how I'd set this up, is this one is wired to this MFSU, and if this is full, then it would just dump into these kind of thing. But eventually I'll set up something that probably just a wood pipe with a gate, and you know, that and just loops around kind of thing or something. I don't know, I'll have to figure out how it works. But I may put a inventory turtle, because the inventory turtles have a item, or not an item, an item sorter thing built into them, and so they can actually put items in the correct slot type of thing. If you've watched watched some of my later How to Train Your Turtle series, I think I mentioned that. But eventually this line isn't going to be here, and it goes down that way, and it'll go into the chain that'll go down into the base, the underground lab, as I like to put it. Because see, this is going to be decorative. This is like the nice house where you have the couches and the viewing areas and all that good stuff. And then, oh, why do I keep hitting escape? Then you have the mad scientist lab, which has a secret entrance that I broke. Ta-da! This I've done a lot of work on. As you can see, I've almost got the whole floor foamed. I only have this little section down here. I don't know what is going on with my speaking ability right now. It's late. That's what's going on with it. So yeah, I have this little section. I gotta tear this zirconium out and foam it. Yeah, that's what it is. And this little strip here, as you can see, I've got this scaffolded. That's a word. Scaffolded. Yeah. If it wasn't a word, it is now. Is not a word either, so leave me alone. Scaffolded is a word now, officially. You heard it here first. So this part's done and ready to foam. I just haven't done it yet. Why is there a skeleton here? Oh, I guess I don't have this lit up well enough. Be gone. Oh, they're dropping from up there. Aha! I figured it out. I have been using, I believe I showed it in How to Train Your Turtle, the picky wall script that goes through and picks out the first layer of ore in all the walls. Got that done. These cobble blocks here are basically, I'm setting up to where there's going to be a floor, 3 space high, and then a ceiling, so 5 blocks total for my floors in the new underground base. Why does that look green? Weird. That's funky. These sections are like greenish, but they're not mossy. Weird. Anyway, so these floating cobble blocks here basically are representations of the floors. I know there's a lot. This base is gonna be huge. And I did kind of almost have a little mini heart attack when I realized that each one of these floors in my floor plan is going to be like this one here, like wide and big, and yeah, I about had an aneurysm. I was thinking of how foaming all this crap just. Don't worry, I won't put you all through that. I won't do that on camera. But it's all even. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I know I wouldn't want to watch someone just foaming the floors and walls for hours. But yeah, this has taken up a lot of my time, though, as far as like when I've been on the server. It's been a lot of this stuff. Like I'll watch other YouTube and movies and stuff like that, and you know, I'll just go along and foam and then wait for my turtle to lay some more scaffolding and so on. But I've actually, I finished quarrying and everything, so it's all even and flat, and all it needs to do now is just the foaming and scaffolding. It all needs to be scaffolded. Scaffolded. Too many dids, so it's scaffolded. Yeah, it all needs to be scaffolded. And then, yeah. Now, I did find, and this is, you might notice that, I think I talked about the texture pack thing already. If I hadn't, the texture pack for Sphax, I really like. I know some people don't. Some people think it looks cartoony, and whatnot, but I personally enjoy it. But I didn't like the foam, because the whole idea here is this is the secret underground mad scientist lab idea, right? And the foam texture in Sphax was very like this kind of stuff. Like, see the little jaggies and cracks and stuff in the marble here? It had a lot of that, and it didn't look very clean tile, sterile lab look, right? So I basically went in and I was loading up different texture packs, and I loaded up Sortex, and it had this really cool tile look to the construction foam, and then when I painted it, it even looked like way more labby. Yeah, by the way, labby is a new word too. So this looks really much like a lab, like when I get this all painted. Which those of you that watched my How to Train Your Turtle, you've seen the script that I had for painting, which kind of sucks that you still have to follow it along, but still better than doing all this by hand, so I'll probably still end up using it, I don't know. What else? But the wall was harder to do, honestly, because the way I'm doing it is using, I think it's in my ender bag. No? Oh, it must be charging, or filling up, I should say, but is the CF backpack, and obviously some of you might have already figured this out, is to wear a CF backpack, which gives you 2-to-1 for your foam, so that when you spray it, you're actually getting 2 sprays out of each pellet, so you get like, I think it's something crazy, like you get 512 CF sprays before you have to actually go refill it again, which is awesome, except for the obvious, that if you put a different backpack on, no flying, no jetpacking, which makes doing these high walls a pain in the butt. This section here I actually did with my Raphael turtle. I actually was standing on him, and I would spray a little bit, and then I'd click in the inventory and tell him to go down a bunch, like I have just D is down kind of thing. So yeah, that was not fun, not entertaining at all. Um, Made some new additions to the bee system here. I doubled my, I'm pretty sure I've shown this by now. I think I have. The original ones that I did, these are valuable bees that do... Okay, let me see if I can walk through the steps again. They make a platinum comb, which is centrifuge, which gives you a tiny pile of platinum dust. You put 4 of those in a crafting table, which makes 1 platinum dust. You centrifuge that, it gives you an iridium nugget, and then you put 9 iridium nuggets in a crafting table, or a fabricator or whatever, and it makes an iridium bar. And I've got this all set up. I'm pretty sure I've already shown all that. This is just kind of a refresher course. But so, and I've been using all kinds of serums on these bees. I think I've been doing some thalmic and, I guess those are thalmic too, the doctoral and all that stuff. So I've got the fastest production serum, longest life. What else did I put on these? Fastest serum, longest life. I don't think I did the multiplier. Like, I don't think I did that one. Like, fertility or whatever. Oh, I did have to do some, temperature biome stuff modifications because, I think... What am I in right now? I can never find... Oh, marsh. There it is. And the marsh is normal and damp, and the valuables I don't think default to being able to do that, or the bees that I turned into valuables didn't like that, so I had to do some temperature modifications, but it worked. So I did those, and it took forever. And then I went ahead and did a second set, so I've got 16 sets of bees working on basically iridium production, and these over here are going to lead into the next part of the conversation, and these are Precious, and don't hate me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure Precious is Electrum, Impregnable is Titanium, I think, Invincible is Tungsten, Fortified is Steel, Emerald is, I can't remember what this one produces. Oh yeah, Emerald. And Ruby, obvious. You know what, I thought about it. I thought I got that right, but I wasn't sure. You might be wondering why I've got these random different minerals going, right? I have no clue. I don't... Clue. Okay, well, yeah, that one was, there's a couple other letters that could be missing and change that conversation greatly. I know type well, yeah. Refer back to 1 a.m. So, I don't want to click on that. So basically, time zones. Tomato. So pretty much I've got the combs going to this different ender chest. And oh, there's one right there. Perfect timing. You could see it firsthand. So this centrifuges any of those mineral bees up there. And then pulls them out. I thought I saw... Oh, there was a titanium. And I've got these all set up to where the other ones pass through, and the one I want to craft goes into the fabricator. And this is obviously respective to the same bees. It's ruby, emerald, steel, tungsten, titanium, and electrum, I think. I might have gotten the order wrong, but whatever. And then emerald pipes. This is an interesting way to do it that I've found anyway. There might be a better way to do it, but I like this way, is that the emerald pipe... you got the tiny piles set up to craft a regular dust of whatever your respective mineral is. And then the emerald pipe is set to only pull out the full dust. So, you know, it's not pulling these tiny piles. And then the gates are set to, if there's items in inventory, pull it out. But it won't pull anything because it's not the full dust. So it's a compact way of crafting your... tiny piles of dust you get from bees into actual dust. You could do auto crafting tables, but I've actually gotten to where I prefer the fabricators because they have a full inventory. It's not just whatever's in here and that they stack on top, and if you got a stack of tiny piles or whatever, it wouldn't go through. It's like they can actually build up here if for some reason, you know, this backed up or, you know, whatever. And then these are all iron pipes that funnel it down to the sorting system, so then it goes back up and ends up in my storage area, or the bank as Adrian calls it. And so I've got electrum and tungsten and emerald and blah 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 blah. I did have to pipe in this pipe you only want the tiny piles going this way because you'll get beeswax and honey, and with the emerald bees you'll actually get olivine, which I didn't know for a while. You'll get tiny piles of olivine dust. So some of you may have jumped to the conclusion already and wondered, what the heck am I needing these random different minerals for, right? A fusion reactor. That's the short answer. I've been working on building up supplies. I actually have an Excel spreadsheet of all the different items. Okay, so this is how OCD and organized I can get. Well, I shouldn't say OCD. I'm not really OCD, but I like to be organized, though, especially when I'm doing projects. I like to know I have the resources I need to make what I need to make, and then just go make it. I don't like to try and, you know, well, I did half of the flow circuits or whatever, but then I ran out of emeralds, so I stopped until I get more. No, I like to have it and just spend like 4 hours just crafting and building, and then just craft everything, have it all in my inventory, and then just run over and just place it. That's just me. It's just how I roll. So I already did a while ago, because it wasn't really expensive, it just took a lot of resources. I have 24 centrifuges and 6 electrolyzers. What these are for is eventually you take 2 like aqueous accumulators type thing, and you pipe, what is it? You pipe them into the electrolyzers, I believe. Don't quote me on that, or, you know, rage at me if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure you pump it into the electrolyzers with some tin cells. Yeah, well, I'm not worried about you. I can kick you off the server, so but you pump it to the electrolyzers and it pumps out. Yeah, you just got back on. Do not anger the server admin. I believe it creates like hydrogen and something else. I forget what it is. Compressed air or something. Don't poke the bee. Exactly. What is it? I think it's like hydrogen and compressed air cells, I want to say. Again, don't be mad if I got that wrong. It's late and I'm not looking at the recipes. But then that goes to, you pump the hydrogen to centrifuges, if my memory serves. And then you have 24 of them versus 6 electrolyzers, because the electrolyzers can work faster. So you need more centrifuges to buffer, if I'm remembering correctly, because I've watched a few other. This is not my design. I want to point that out. The fusion reactor that I'm planning is not my design. I've seen 2 or 3 other people do it. Nebris on Minecraft was one, and I saw it first somewhere else on a foreign YouTube channel. Where they didn't do like a whole lot of talking, they just walked you through what it was with annotations and whatnot. So not my idea, but a widely popular plan is, but you need like more centrifuges because it can back up if you don't. And then the centrifuges produce. Okay. Bottom line, I don't remember how all the steps work. I will show you when I build it, because by then I will actually have watched the videos more thoroughly and had a better idea. But the point is, you need deuterium and tritium, usually, is the 2 main ideas. Because you can do other stuff. There's a helium combo one that uses helium-3, I think. But the problem with that one is that you need other stuff, whereas the deuterium tritium combo you can do with just water from starting, and as long as you got the right machines. So you take those two, you pump it into a fusion reactor, and then it creates energy, EU. Now, where they changed it, Greg Tech, all of you who play FTB, you know Greg and his tech. He likes to mess with things. Periodically likes to use the term balance, or things are overpowered. Don't let him fool you. He just likes jacking with stuff. But yes, granted, adds a lot of cool stuff. Not knocking it. But makes things tough. I mean, there's no reason to do some of this stuff. Basically, Greg Tech changed the way the fusion reactor was built. It used to be, I think you needed like something simple, like 25 or maybe even 50 or something highly advanced. No, it wasn't 50. It was like 25 or 28 or something random. Highly advanced machine casings in a circular-ish pattern around the fusion reactor itself. Now the fusion reactor block is like completely obsolete. You have to use like a fusion reactor computer or something, and you got these like energy extractors and absorbers and blah 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 blah. It's like a headache waiting to happen, but what are you gonna do? It's a perk of being the modder is they can do what they want. They can mod however they want. So now you need like something stupid, like 111 highly advanced machine casings. It's like 3 layers. You have to do 3 rings. It's a mess. It's just a mess. So fortunately, I've kind of done the work for me, or for you, if you watch the episode whenever I get enough resources and decide to build the thing. Whenever I do that, is that a reference to the I did the work for me? Yeah, I know. It's late. Go away. If when I actually do the reactor, in that that's funny. When I actually build the reactor, though, in whatever episode I do that, I'll post a link either to I don't know, Mediafire link or Pastebin or something where you guys can download the Excel file or whatever, because I basically took pretty much a flowchart. It just isn't in like a graphic looking, it's just in different Excel panels, like Excel sheets or whatever, but each sheet is like a different item. Like the first sheet is the main reactor, the items you need, and then the second sheet is about like that first item that's listed, and it tells you all the things you'll need to build that item, and then it breaks it down in like this kind of flowcharty graph type thing on what items you need. And then there's a panel which I've been using mostly for my own records, is just the total amount of raw items. So not energy flow circuits, but like redstone and glowstone and iron and tin and all that stuff that like you can't craft, you just have to make or find or whatever. And then once you have all those items, then you go and craft all the other crap that you need. So whenever I do the episode where I actually build that, I'll post that in there so that you guys don't have to do all that work. Because it literally took about 2.5 to 3 hours, I think, to sit down and actually do the math and calculations and organize it all and make it all nice and readable and everything, to actually figure out all the number of base items you need. And it's stupid. Just heads up, complete heads up. If you want to build a fusion reactor, you are going to need a crap ton of resources. And for the record, a crap ton is equal to about a lot of resources. So for example, like copper, you need something stupid like, what was the copper number? Like 9,000 copper or something. It translates into like 75 stacks of copper. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Which is part of the reason why I've got all these bees going, is because, like, ruby, you need, like, 4,000 or something. Like, just stupid numbers. And yes, for those of you that just noticed that I clicked on this, I have 87. I'm going to need a lot of ruby bees. I understand that. The difference is the tungsten, titanium, and those kinds of things I didn't need a whole lot of. Actually, I think I'm already good on emeralds, because the one thing I didn't realize is in this recipe thing for the reactor, emeralds are used to make data storage circuits or something like that. I forget what it actually is, but one of those things. And olivine is actually a substitute. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. You don't have to have any more olivine than emerald or whatever, but in those data storage cells, I think that's what it is. Let's check real quick. Data. Yeah, see, emeralds and an advanced circuit, or emerald dust and an advanced circuit, but 8 gives you 4, and then 8 olivine gives you 4. So if you recall, the emerald bees actually give you tiny piles of both. So I actually did some recalculation and realized that you can substitute, and when I did that, I found out, like, I already had the emeralds that I need. So what I'm gonna end up doing is, as I fill these up, and, like, I don't need emerald, I'm done with tungsten, I think. Yeah, I think you only need like 48 tungsten, and I've already pulled off some into another chest, because I have a little crystal chest over here for, this is starting some of my resources required kind of thing. Oh, and these 3 are Invar, bronze, and zinc, I think. That was for making mixed metal ingots, because I've been using a lot of those, so I was like, I need to replenish them, so I've got them going. Like, I have that Invar. Bronze, I'm going faster for some reason, and zinc's just crazy. Like, it's cranking. But, like, the tungsten and emeralds, I think I'm done. So, like, I could stop both of those and swap them out for 2 ruby sets of bees to increase the ruby production, because rubies I need a lot. And I'm going to need to do a lot of copper and stuff, too. I've already got my platinum and iridium, surprisingly. Oh, yeah. You gotta see this. This is a crowning achievement for me, and my mind was blown. Watch this. Ta-da! 4.5, or roughly a half. 4.5 minus 1 stacks of iridium. What? I know. It's awesome. So yeah. Pretty much that's what I've been doing anyway, and I was going to show Base's house, but he hadn't been on because his computer was down, so he just got on a few days ago and hasn't really done a whole lot, so not a lot to show yet being the operative word. So yeah, I think that's really all there is to show as far as updates and plans and whatnot at the moment, other than I don't really know. I remember Adrian mentioned something last time about a marble tower, but I don't really know what he's doing over here. Hasn't made a lot of progress on it either, hasn't been on. He's got random floors, some goo laying there, a deer, just random. And he's torn off half of this house. It has no roof anymore. He sleeps in the rain. Oh, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this before or not. I probably did, but whoa, sheep's climbing a tree. That's random. This is, I don't really need this anymore. I probably should just cancel this one, but this is a set of Edenic bees. Actually, how do I, oh, there it is. Let's go ahead and turn that off, because I don't need that anymore. But these are the tropical ones, which give you the... Wait, sky obstructed, what? Oh. Well, what do you know? They give you the stringy combs, which I had been using. I needed them for the propolis and stuff to make the apiarius suit, which I already have, so I don't really need them anymore. I'll probably stop them at some point, but what they've been doing is I've had trees here, and they're supposed to be crossbreeding, and if you'll notice, these are kind of weird looking. I think this was teak, and that's something else. But both of these are forestry trees that I've been trying to breed. So I keep forgetting about them, which is good because they take forever to breed. So I randomly just remember them, and then I go over and I have like a bunch of new sapling things. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I know this is running a little long, but I kind of wanted to fill you guys in on where we are on the server, what's going on, and what we intend to do in the future and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you'll see some more update episodes from us. We're still not done with Terraria though. I mean, we're not gonna cancel that. So we're still doing some Terraria stuff. And we might not be doing these quite as frequently as we were before, just because we've kind of reached that stage where they're bigger projects. So, again, yeah, special episodes. Like, again, you don't want to see a guy for, half-hour episodes for 5 days out of the week, and, for a whole week it's just, foaming the floor with Sparrow with a gun. Like, that's just not entertaining. It's not fun. So we'll probably start doing these as more special episodes and updates kind of thing to give you guys information on where we are with the server and progress we've made on our plans for bases and labs and reactors and crazy crap. Like I said, there'll definitely be at least one episode and maybe a two-parter if necessary for doing the reactor build and explaining it and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what that means. There's one thing that they changed about the reactor is that it does not output, oh yeah, we have some Shotbow episodes coming up now. One released, it should be Friday when you're seeing this, so it released Monday, or Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week with Shotbow and stuff like that, so we might be doing some more of that kind of stuff and just some special stuff here and there. But the reactor thing, they did change one thing of note that's important if you have a reactor or want to build one. This might affect your plans, is it doesn't directly produce energy anymore. Ooh, lightning. I should get energy now. It doesn't directly produce EU anymore. It used to be the tritium and the deuterium went in and it just produced energy and then outputted the empty cells. Now it produces this stuff that GregTech made up called helium plasma. Oh, I'm not saying it's not a real thing, but I mean, like, he added it to the mod. So it's helium plasma, and then you take the helium plasma and you use these new machines, as well as he added the new machines, the assembly machine and the metal bending thing. Like, he added a bunch of stuff. GregTech got a pretty big update. But these plasma generators. This was another thing. For the tungsten steel plate, they have to be vacuum hardened, which means you need a thingy. What are these called? Vacuum freezer. So you need the industrial blast furnace thing, and then you need a vacuum freezer, and blah 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 blah. This is not included in my my reactor plan. It was just for the reactor, but you'd need to do this kind of stuff too. But the plasma generator outputs 2048, and it stores, that's way too many zeros and it's too late. It stores a lot of power. And it outputs at 2048 per packet per tick. So that's how you basically create power now, is you take the helium plasma, you pump it into the plasma generator, much like a thermal generator, and then it pumps out EU. You connect it with diamond cable or whatever to an MFSU or whatever. Actually, I'm not sure. The storage unit, it might actually hold more than the MFSU, so you may not even need MFSUs. You might just throw one of those down and you're good to go. So I have some plans on designing how I want to do that. I'm thinking of like a tank for the plasma, so the plasma can build up, and I've read ways to automate the reactor, like you do one set and then pump some of the plasma back in. Like, it's a mess, so I'll explain it when I'm actually doing it, so it'll make more sense, and that way you guys don't have to actually go through the headache of figuring all this crap out. You can just watch me explain it and you'll be good to go. So yeah, I know this is kind of long, but but just gives you an update and kind of lets you know what all we're doing and planning on doing. So I hope you all enjoyed and weren't too bored or anything listening to me update you or chat or whatever. But so yeah, looking forward to more FTB stuff, and you'll start to see some more of our stuff. I'm not sure if we'll be doing it as much as we were before, but you'll definitely see some more update videos now that all of us are back on the server and can use it and everything. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give it a like, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.